Neil Robertson, who has always conducted himself with gentlemanly decorum on the tournament circuit. This time I'm absolutely furious. This was undoubtedly the most furious game he played in the entire tournament. He had intended to end the game by potting the cue ball with an extremely powerful shot. As a result of being affected by emotional fluctuations, he made a serious error in his swing. The reason Neil Robertson lost his temper, because his lead was already 22 points greater than the remaining points on the table. But Shaun Murphy still refused to concede defeat. This left Neil Robertson utterly baffled. The earlier mistake handed Shaun Murphy a 6-point penalty for nothing. However, Neil Robertson still holds a commanding lead. Shaun Murphy must successfully execute 3 difficult shots to turn the match around. With only 2 balls left on the table, achieving this is extremely difficult. The black ball is the only object he can use to conceal the cue ball. Because there was no good hitting path, Shaun Murphy could only first strike the pink ball to a position near the edge of the billiard table. Neil Robertson lost his temper because there's another reason. Not long ago he asked the umpire for permission to go to the dugout to retrieve his extra long bat. The result was met with Shaun Murphy's mockery and rejection. Shaun Murphy even joked that he might as well leave the tournament and go out for a couple of drinks. Even after the match was decided, Shaun Murphy still refused to concede defeat. These factors combined finally caused Neil Robertson to lose his temper.
Could have taken a right chunk out of his tip from that.
Neil Robertson's performance was clearly affected by his impatience. His next shot was neither an aggressive attack nor a solid defensive play. Neil Robertson returned to his seat to rest, his face still etched with disdain. In his view, Shaun Murphy's attempt to stage a comeback from such an utterly hopeless situation was nothing short of an unrealistic fantasy. With Shaun Murphy now backed into a corner, all that was left was to grit their teeth and try to force the opponent into penalties through relentless defense. What a shame about that shot. Shaun Murphy had intended to position the cue ball behind the black ball. However, due to the incorrect hitting angle, failed to achieve the objective. What's worse is that the cue ball came to rest very close to the pocket, giving the opponent an excellent opportunity to attack. However, just when everyone thought Neil Robertson was about to pot the ball and seal the match, a highly dramatic scene unfolded on the field.
Tapping his tip.
Neil Robertson hit the pink ball so hard it flew off the table. The relentless barrage of powerful shots clearly showed just how furious Neil Robertson was at that moment. The fans at the scene were also amused by this scene. After all, it's rare to find a player who can drive the most gentlemanly player in snooker to the brink of madness. Through Shaun Murphy's relentless persistence, he finally succeeded in creating an extremely difficult obstacle ball for his opponent with this shot. After completing his shot, Shaun Murphy turned and walked back to his seat with a look of arrogance. In his view, Neil Robertson, whose form had completely collapsed, was utterly incapable of breaking through his defense.